right, is your mini map here. The mini map is really what you want to be paying attention to. And if you're looking right now at it, okay, there is a green circle, okay. There is also a yellow circle. You see that?
Around this.
Oh, my bad. I didn't mean to do that. I was trying to click.
Wow.
I was trying to click
He's
back.
out here saying, "Don't hit anyone," and then he goes, "Bah, bah, 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 bah."
I was trying to click back from one tab. I should have just hit tab.
Shots right into my face.
Anyway,
I'm sitting here staring at you. You just go, bah, bah,
you
straight in my face.
you probably also have a white circle. Okay, do you see the white circle?
Yeah, really
5
small.
rounds.
Do you see it? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. So what you're going to be looking at here, your green circle is basically your view range. Like based on the equipment that you have on your vehicle and the skill of your commanders and your crew, like how high leveled up they are, that is what's determining what your green circle is. So if I was to be driving, and we'll play with this in just a second, okay, so you can kind of see the difference. But if I was to be sitting still, you'll notice, so move just a second, just move forward and back. You'll notice that your green circle shrinks, right, when you're moving. As soon as you stop, after 3 seconds of stopping, your green circle will get a little bit bigger. You see that? Okay?
No, mine didn't.
Okay, in most
Mine
cases,
stayed the same.
yeah, most of the time.
Mine's the same size. It just moves around with me.
Okay, so so there's equipment that we need to set you guys up with, essentially. Okay, because that is what that is that is your current with your settings, with your crew, and with your equipment. That is the maximum distance that you can spot someone. Okay, now on your own. Okay, that does not take into account what that other person's camouflage rating is. Okay. So different tanks, like light tanks, have a different camouflage rating. Each of them have a different camouflage rating from each other, right? Like mine is a pretty small light tank, so my camouflage rating most likely is going to be better than yours, okay? But your view range might be better than mine, stock, okay? The way you enhance those is you get equipment and you put them on your tanks, and you upgrade your crew by playing battles. As the more experience they get, the higher they can get. There's also different skills you can get with your crew as you level them up that can help view range or reload time or driving skills or different things, depending on what crew it is that you're leveling up, okay? So all of that takes into account with this game. It's not just a simple just drive and shoot at whatever you see. There's a lot of stuff behind the scenes going on with this game. Then, beyond that,
What's the yellow one?
the yellow one is the maximum draw distance, meaning that is the furthest that even if someone on your other team, let's say you have a player on your team that's at F5 and they're spotting something at J6, you won't have that person show up on your, like if you were to drive around and look for them visually, right, with your screen, looking, trying to get a shot on them, you won't see them you'll see them on the mini map, but you won't see them on your screen. It's the maximum draw distance that tank will draw into the game for you, so you know, so you can see it visually on your screen. Okay.
Gotcha.
Otherwise, it's only going to show as a red dot or red triangle or red square, depending on the type of tank it is. Okay. We're diamond shapes. We're light tanks. Okay. So if it's a light tank, it would show up as this red diamond, but you wouldn't be able to see it other than on your mini map. Okay. So that's why it's important to know where the mini map, look at the mini map, and pay attention to that, as well as playing the game on what you can visually see on your screen. Okay. The white line is the maximum view range you can achieve in game. Okay. Which is 460 something meters, if I remember right. So if you had all your equipment up and you had the best skill in the world, skilled crew in the world, and you have everything you need, that is the maximum distance on the map that you could spot someone. Okay. Now, you may have instances, not at this level, but at higher levels, where your maximum view range is said to be further than that 463 meter or whatever the cap is. Like you might have a 507 meter view range. Once you hit 463, anything above that, right, eats into what the opponent's camouflage rating is. It doesn't actually increase above 463. It just reduces the camouflage rating of the vehicle you're going against. Okay?
Okay.
I know this is a lot, but here, what we're going to do is this. Okay? I'm going to drive this way for a little bit. Let me know, and I'll just drive forward this way. Let me know when I disappear off your screen. Not the off the mini map as well, I guess. But once I disappear off your mini map, okay, let me know. And you'll see that I'm going to get smaller and smaller, get it further and further away, like out towards your green edge of your green circle, right?
Yeah.
Let me know when I disappear. Should be somewhere right around here. When you can.
There you
There you go. Nice.
Okay. All right. Now.
I can still see your red dot.
Right. I'm
Yeah.
I'm going to disappear in a second because I just stopped and held still for 3 seconds. Okay. I'm no longer. You can't see me anymore, right? Even on your mini map.
No, I can see on the mini map.
Oh, can you?
Yeah,
Then-
I don't know if you're still moving.
Then one of
then
you.
it's stationary.
Then one of you may have better view range than the other. Can you visually see me on your map, or visually see me like on the screen? On your screen.
No, but I can see on the mini map.
Not on the screen. No.
Okay, that's where I last was.
Yep.
So what you're seeing on your mini map, it goes duller, it goes like a darker color, you'll notice. Okay?
Yeah.
That's just the last place I was spotted at.
Yeah. But
'Kay.
it's not a diamond. It's a circle.
Right. So here's the thing. I'm going to approach you from a distance. I'm going to wait till you disappear on mine. I'm still driving. Okay, now you're disappeared. If I stop, I'm going to respot you here in a second. No, I can't. So your camouflage rating is holding up. That's good. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to slowly drive towards you. Okay, and stop periodically. Or actually, if you want, you can actually drive towards me slowly, one at a time, and I'll tell you when I spot you, I'll let you know.
Okay.
And you'll actually get a little notification. You're spotted. Both of you are spotted. So,
So yeah, I'm spotted.
yeah. Now,
Spotted.
now, are you able to see me right now?
No.
Yes.
Okay.
No, that's a plane. I lied.
No, I mean, are you able to to actually see my tank?
No.
No.
Okay. Now, the reason is because my tank, I have it set up to spot. Right? Keep coming until you can see me. Keep crawling up until you can spot me. I'm just standing still out in the open. You might want to go slow a little bit, because the faster you go, you lose a little bit of that view range.
Oh, found
There
you.
you are.
Okay? Do you see how close you had to get to spot me? I could see you clear down there before as I told you guys to drive, I was watching you. And the reason for that is three things. One, I was standing still. I was sitting still. I wasn't moving. Okay, because as you move, it reduces your view range. Two, I've got better equipment and a better trained crew than you guys have. Okay, so the biggest thing is that you want to train up your
I can see
crew.
you from here, actually.
Okay, I'll stop moving and see if you can. Well, actually, you're seeing me off of Emmy. So Emily's closest. She's spotting me, and you can see her because she's spotting me. That's why it's important as a light tank to spot as many tanks as you can, so your team can shoot at them. Right? Now, here's something I'm going to do. So once,
Yeah, so now Emmy moved back.
okay, once you can't see me, can you not see me anymore? Hold still, Emmy.
No,
No.
Emmy went a little too far away.
It's okay. That's fine. That's okay. Just stay there. Now, what happens when I shoot at you? So I'm not going to hit you. I'm going to shoot around you. Okay. So when I fire, it removes my camouflage buff. Okay. So as I fired, you see me now?
No.
No, I don't.
Okay.
I saw where it landed.
I gotta get closer. Okay. Hold on a second. Okay. I'll give it a second here. Are you
Yeah, I
able to
see
see
you.
me? Okay. Now the reason you can spot me now is because I'm firing. I'm shooting. So as a light tank, you don't always want to be shooting, right? Because if you're shooting, you could get spotted. Now here's
He's
something.
gone again. Oh, he's back.
Here's something funky, right? You want to see something cool? Watch this. So bushes okay, and trees both also add camouflage value. Okay, so I'm going to knock this tree over just for a second, because trees that are knocked over you can also use as camouflage. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm going to pull back till you can't see me anymore. Okay, and just sit here for a second because there's now bushes in between us. It's breaking your line of sight.
He gone.
Okay, all right, now here's the
I feel
thing.
like a baby that's being played peekaboo with.
Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up here into this bush. You might be too close for this to work, but we'll try it anyway. Because you're
I'll go a
about.
little further back.
Okay, no, you're good. You're good. I just spotted both of you. Did you guys? Do you guys see me?
No.
Okay, watch this. Okay, let me pull through. I'm here, right? So you want to use bushes to spot and to hide. Even if you're not a light tank, it's good to fire from behind bushes. Now watch. If I pull up here into the bush, just let me know when I go dark again.
Okay, you're gone.
Okay, now watch. If I fire right now, you're gonna spot me because there's a basically there's a 9 meter. I think it's 9 meter, or 12 meter. I think it's 9 meter. There's a distance that you have to pull back to be able to not be spotted. So I'm gonna pull back far enough to where I can no longer visually see your tanks, but I can keep you spotted for a second. And I'm gonna fire, and you can't see me, right?
Yeah.
Bullets flying all around you, right? But you're not getting hit. I'm not shooting you, but now if I do the same thing, but the bush is transparent, so I can actually see through it, and I don't pull back before I fire, you're gonna spot me. Watch.
Yeah.
Okay. You see that? How I got spotted? So
Yeah.
Yep.
so come over here in this bush, and I'll show you what I mean here real quick. Okay. I'll sit where you guys are. Go ahead and sit behind that bush.
Okay.
Now this may not work very well. I might have to pull back a little further because I do have really good spotting mechanics on this tank. I might still keep you spotted. Just go far back enough to where you can't see me, like where the bushes aren't transparent. So pull back further till I completely go off of your screen. Don't go sideways because I can see you at the edge of the bush right there. Like I could see you, right? Because your tail end poked out. So just pull straightwards back a little bit till you can't. Okay, I can
Okay,
here. I'm gonna pull back a little bit because I can still see you guys because I've got this thing set up pretty well. Okay, you should still be able to spot me from here. Let me kind of angle myself so you can see me. Okay, now you're gone from my screen. Okay, now slowly drive up into the bush, but don't poke the front of your tank all the way through the bush. Just so you can see me, just far enough to where you can spot me. Okay, now I'm spotted. Okay, I cannot see you. Now, if you were to fire, go ahead and fire while the bush is transparent. Don't shoot near me. Shoot it at the ground or whatever.
There we go.
Okay, now I spotted you. You see the little notification come up on your screen? Okay, that means that you were spotted, right? So because the bush was transparent, the best thing you want to do is you want to pull up into a bush, spot the individual that you're looking to shoot at as a light tank, and then pull back to where the bush is solid and you can't see me visually, but you can see the outline of my tank in red. And you use that outline to shoot at that point, because at that point you're far enough behind the bushes where the muzzle flash from your gun isn't going to get you spotted. See, you're shooting and I can't spot you. Okay?
I didn't shoot. Did you shoot?
That was Emmy that shot. See, I couldn't see her, but she can obviously see me, right?
I wonder why.
Right.
Zoomed all the way out.
Yeah.
Right. So this is something you want to be using as a light tank is if you're going to shoot in any tank really, if you're going to shoot and you're in a bush, pull back until you can no longer, like, the bush's solid color. You can see bush, but you can see the outline of my tank, and that's when you shoot at the tank. That way you prevent yourself from getting spotted, okay, and getting shot at. It's free damage. The other thing is too is that tree right there I downed, right? It doesn't have as much of a camo value as the bush does, but it does grant some camouflage value to it. Okay, So, so if you were to pull up and line yourself up between me and putting the bush between, or sorry, the fallen tree and myself, pull back a little further. Go to your left a little bit. Right, you want to have the palms. There you go.
Me in between, Emmy.
Yeah, to your left. There you go. Keep going a little bit more. So this bush or that tree will act as a bush a little bit more. So right about, yeah, that's just about, maybe just a little bit more, right about there, in line with that shot I just put in. There you go. No, yeah, there you go. See, now you're dark. I can't see you anymore.
He said in line with the shots he was putting down.
Yeah. So right about there, right? I can't see you anymore. Even though my view range is really good, my spotting is, because that tree is downed. See, now you fired and you got yourself spotted, right? But that's only because I have super good view range and I'm barely spotting the right. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to hit you. This is not very accurate gun.
He hits me all the time.
I bounced. It didn't penetrate you. Anyway, so the things that are going to get you spotted. Let me just kind of give you an idea. So if we go in, I'll get close to you guys if you want to group up real quick. So we'll go over here by Emmy. So there's a few things that are spotted and that can be used to spot on a tank. Okay, you've got your cupola, which is usually on the top of your tank. It's the commander. Let's say it's a hatch where the people climb into the tank. Right. You can see Emily's got a pretty tall one right there with the machine gun mounted to it. Okay.
What's it called?
A cupola or commander's hatch. It's cupola. Yeah. Cupola. Some people say cupola. So there's that. Mine is like that circle thing on top of my turret, right? You can see it. Okay, you've got one too. It's pretty small. There's two little hatches there. So if those...
There's no hitbox around it.
Yeah. In most cases, there are weak points on tanks. Okay? If you're having a hard time finding a spot to penetrate a tank with your gun, with your bullet, cupola is in most cases a weak point. Okay? Also, flat armor is a weak point. So any armor that is facing you flat, that is not angled, is in most cases a weak point.
Gotcha.
Driver hatches and gun ports, like where the machine guns are pointed out at you, right? Or viewports for commanders, like the little slits and whatnot in the tank itself. Those are typically weak points as well. Okay. Lower plates, so not the upper hole, but the lower hole. So, like if I'm not gonna shoot you, but right here, like the closest armor to that I can hit is gonna be weak point, right?
Right.
Where it kind of angles down towards the dirt. Okay, those are usually weak points as well on most tanks. Not all tanks, but almost all of them. Okay. Now. You can use, with light tanks this isn't very efficient. Light tanks, they don't have any armor, so they're going to get penetrated no matter what. But once you start getting into like heavy tanks and medium tanks, you're going to have a little bit more armor on the side of your vehicle, and you can side scrape and stuff like that. But that's something we'll teach you guys in a different time, because right now it doesn't really help you any, because you're playing tier 3, right? Unless you get like a pretty heavily armored tank for a tier 3, like a B2 or something like that. They're pretty decently armored, but basically the main things you want to be focusing on is view range. Okay, making sure you're not getting spotted when you fire, and shooting at weak points. Okay, so with that we can, and you do want to try. You don't have to stick together when you're platooning. You don't have to at all. But it is helpful. Like if you're under fire and we're playing in a platoon and you need help, if someone's nearby you versus on the other side of the map, it's easy for one of us to come and help out, right?
Right. Because then you're really close.
Right. You do, however, when you're working together, you also want to create different angles of fire. Get people in crossfires, right? So shooting them from the left and from the right and from the front and stuff like that, different angles, so they can't really defend themselves too much.
Right, that makes sense.
That makes sense. Okay. Another thing you'll learn about too, I don't have any in this tank because I think it's just too low of a tier, but there's 3 types of, well, there's more than 3 types, but there's normally, in most tanks, there's at least 3 different types of rounds, different bullets that you can use, okay? Most tanks with their first default number 1, if you hit 1, that's your AP rounds, your armor piercing. And number 2 is normally, in higher tier tanks, going to be what they call a gold round. But it could be a different type of tank round. It could be a heat round. It could be an APCR. It could be an HE round. But your HE rounds, if you run this will help you too. So if you look at if you hit the control button, left control, right?
It's 2 team.
Huh?
I hit control. And
Yeah, just hold down the left control button and you can run your mouse over the bullets that you have down below. And what that tells you, what it does is it gives you information about that particular type of bullet. So what's the penetration value? Okay, it's all in millimeters. And what's the damage? HP would be the health points that you're taking off for each penetration, right? It also shows you your velocity of the round. The slower the velocity of a round, the further ahead of a player that's moving across your screen you're shooting at, you have to aim in front of them. Okay? The higher the velocity, the faster the bullet gets there, so you don't have to aim in front of them so far. Okay? And in most cases, bullets lose penetration value over a distance. So if I'm shooting at someone a long ways away, it's going to have a harder time penetrating. I'm not going to be getting whatever the highest penetration value is that it's listing there. I'm probably going to be getting the lower penetration value or somewhere in between. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Should we go into a battle and we can try some of those things out as you play?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
All right, go ahead and shoot me, and otherwise we'll be waiting another 3 minutes. You can go ahead and kill me. If you use HE, use your HE rounds. Here, I'll show you that. So use your HE rounds. That's your number 2.
I don't have any.
Oh, that's fine.
I've
That's
got
okay.
3.
That's fine. It's all good. Just use your AP then. Just use your number 1. There you go. That was an HE round.
Mine's
Okay.
level, and mine's number 3.
Another thing you can do as well is that you can shoot at different parts of the tank. Like, for example, if you shoot the front cog wheel or the back cog wheel of a tank, it'll track that tank so he can't move. And if you get the right angle, it'll penetrate them as well and do damage. And if you penetrate or if you track someone, any damage that your team does to that player while they're tracked, you get assistance damage for. And you get bonus XP, right?
Right. Yeah.
Same thing for if you spot someone. So if you're the light tank and you spot someone and they get damaged by your team, any damage that person takes, you get 50% of the damage XP of that tank. Right? So you can sit in a bush and not fire a single shot and just spot all the other team and get a ton of XP just by sitting and doing nothing. Right? If you're spotting well.
If you're doing, yeah.
Yeah. So if you go to garage, actually here, I'll just delete room. That'll work. I'll delete room and then we can go, I'll send you another invite. And then we can play another round or two. Whatever you want to do.
Let's see, missions, campaigns.
Sorry?
He's just setting up another invite.
Oh.
That way we can play a battle. That way it's not just learning, that we can actually play as well.
Yeah.
Alright. Right, pick whatever tank you guys want. And we'll go out and play again.
Let's see, I've only got 3. Maybe I'll do this one.
Do you want me to kind of give you some ideas of tank lines that are good? Do you want me to give you some ideas of
This one's
tank
good.
lines that are good, or what would that help you guys so you know what tank lines to grind? You don't have to. You can play whatever
not,
tanks you want, but
I don't know.
What?
nothing. I was just asking if you guys wanted me to give you some ideas of certain tank lines that you should go down that
Oh
would
yeah,
be
I
helpful.
said yeah already to that.
Oh, okay.
A hot minute ago, sir.
So if you above, right below where it says battle, if you click on tech tree, do you see that?
Heck tree?
Tech tree.
Where?
Below the battle button, it says just to the right a little bit. It says tech tree.
To the right of it?
Yeah. You see tech tree? Click
Yes.
on tech tree.
Mm-hmm.
Now, each nation is represented to the left. Okay. If you click on the American one, for example, okay, I'm just going to be calling out. I'm not going to go over every single tank in the tank line. I'm just going to call out the tier 10, which is to the far right. Okay. But this gives you an idea. So right now, for example, Emily's in the M3 Stuart, right? So you can see
Yeah.
that allows her to go down the. She could go T6 medium next if she wanted to go into a heavy tank to the E5. Okay. She could also branch off and go to the M5Y, the T57 heavy, the M48 Patton, the Sheridan. And then if she wants to go north, she can go to any of the top three as well. She wanted to go to the M8A1 after the T6 medium, right? So depending on the type of tank you want to play, you know, you want to focus the branch that you're going down to go to the end result. I'll just give you some tanks that aren't spectacular, and then you guys can decide what tanks you want to go with. Okay? So I'll just tell you the ones that aren't really that great. Okay? That way you can try to avoid maybe going down those ones first and maybe go down some other ones that might be good for you.
Okay.
Okay, so the ones...
He's like, straight off the bat, Emily, your tank sucks. You are?
No, because
Disqualified.
yours opens up to the entire U.S., every single tier 10 that you can play, right? But this next tank you go into will determine where you're going to start grinding it first, right? So heavy tanks are designed to take a lot of damage and to bounce incoming shots, right? They usually have good armor. Usually their accuracy isn't super great. Their reload time is not the best, but it's okay, and oftentimes they have decent amount of damage. But most of the time they're pretty slow. Not all of them, but some of them are pretty slow, right? Not the slowest tanks, but some of them are not that fast and maneuverable. So if we're looking, we'll just look at the US real quick. So the 1992 HMC, that's an artillery. Okay? If you want to play artillery,
19.
yeah, see that to the far right under the tier 10 on the US? It says
Yeah.
T92 HMC.
Mm-hmm.
That tank, it's an artillery. If you like artillery, that's fine. A lot of people in the game don't like artillery, so they'll try to kill you all the time. But if you like artillery, that one is it's not bad. Not to not get too specific about it, some of the tanks leading up to that tank are really good, like the M44, which is the tier 6, and the M50 355. They're both pretty good. Okay. The next one down, E3, really good, really heavy armor. It's a tank destroyer. It's a diamond, which means tank destroyer.
The level 10 one.
Yep.
And the second one.
Right. That's the T95 is awesome. T28's okay. AT and Jackson are okay. Wolverine's okay. The E3 is better than the E4. Okay. The T10, so the E3 is better than that other one. The other one is, however, more mobile. It just doesn't have as good as armor. They have the same gun though. E5 is super good, like for a heavy tank. It doesn't have great armor, but the gun on it is really good. Fast firing. And if you get it hold down, it's really good. M5Y, a little bit more difficult to play with. I wouldn't recommend to start on that line. Like as a starter, as a beginner in the game, that would be more of a complex tank to use.
Mm-hmm.
T57 heavy, decent, has an auto loader, which means it has a clip of bullets. Instead of having to fire one at a time, it can go boom, 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 right? Patton, very good all-around medium tank. Sheridan, not the greatest light tank. I wouldn't recommend doing it for your first light tank.
Sheridan, okay.
German line, if we hit the German line next. GWE 100, I wouldn't recommend it. It's the gun sway, meaning like the gun for artillery moves left and right. They usually don't have a turret. There's one that has a turret that turns, but most of them don't. And if you get close to the edge of where your gun sway is, it resets your entire aim again, and you have to wait for that circle to get slower or smaller and smaller the longer you aim. Not the greatest line for artillery if you're new. Jagdpanzer E100, tank destroyer, hits really hard. Probably not the best one to start off with, though. But it's a fun tank to play. It's got good armor for a tank destroyer. It just is a little bit harder to learn, to start with. Grill can be fun. No armor on it. It has no armor practically. Really good gun though. Panzerkampfwagen, it wouldn't be a beginner's tank. Mouse probably wouldn't be a beginner's tank either. E100. E100 could be a beginner's tank. It's decent. It's got good armor. It's a heavy tank as well. Medium tank E50M. Good overall tank. Good armor for a medium. Decent gun. Leopard 1. Better gun than the E50M, but it doesn't have as much armor, and it's faster than the E50M. And the Rheinmetall Panzerwagen I wouldn't recommend for starters as a light tank. If we go to Russian Object 261, good accuracy, but not much. It doesn't go. Arties have an arc, right? They shoot up in the air and it comes and drops on them. It doesn't have much of an arc, so you can't hit things that are hiding behind buildings very easily. But it has a good gun overall, accuracy-wise. 268-4 wouldn't be a beginner's tank. I wouldn't recommend as a beginner tank. It's really good though. You do want to get it to be competitive, but as a beginner's tank, it's not the easiest because you have to learn the armor model of it. It's got good armor. The 268, I would say 2684 is better than a 268. Object 277, this is a good one to use for beginners because it's pretty forgiving. It's a heavy tank, it's fast, it's got good armor. It's a good tank to start off with. So is the IS-7, the one below that. 705A.
The I-7, the IS-7.
IS-7 and the 277 are both good beginner tanks.
Okay.
Object 705A, not a good beginner tank, but it's a decent tank overall. It just is not. It's not very. It's not very competitive. Probably a good way to put it. IS-4 is better than the 705, but I don't know if I'd consider it a beginner tank. It's more like an intermediate tank. Same thing for the ST2. It's a little bit more complex because it has two guns, and it's to know when to use them. Versus a single shot can be a little bit complex, and there's a delay in your shot and stuff. So due to the mechanics of it, so probably not the best one to start off with. Object 430U. Out of the three mediums that are listed there, the 430U, the Object 140, and the K91, the Object 140 is the easiest one to start off with a beginner. Object 430U has better armor than the Object 140, but worse gun and longer reload time. K91, super fast reload time, high DPM, but not that much armor, and the tanks leading up to it, like the A44 and the 432, are kind of hard to play because it's a rear-mounted turret. The LT, if you're looking at light tanks, the Russian one, if you scroll down the T100 LT, a really good light tank, and it's a pretty fun line to grind if you like light tanks.
Okay.
I'll try to go faster. British Conquer GC, not. I wouldn't recommend for
So we're in
beginners.
British, okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
4005. It's not worth grinding that. It's fun. It's a fun tank because you can hit someone for. You can one-shot people at tier 10. You can get someone for like 1,800 damage, but it's.
wow.
But the problem with it is they've nerfed it quite a bit, and it's. It doesn't have any armor. Its reverse speed is super slow. It's more of a challenge to play for beginners. So I wouldn't do that one to start off with. Badger, same thing except for a lot better armor, just not the best of a beginner vehicle. Super Conqueror can be good. It could be a beginner's vehicle. Can opener, that line would probably be easier to do than the Russian double barrel tanks, the ST2, but it's still kind of slow and cumbersome. Centurion Action X, that's a kind of beginner friendly medium. Concept 5, it's not beginner friendly. Manticore is really good for light tanks if you like the light tank. This one, the Manticore, and the last one we looked at, the Russian light tank, are probably the best two light tanks in the game right now.
Concept 5 and
Concept 5 I wouldn't recommend for beginners. Centurion Action X I would, and Manticore can be a good light tank as well if you want to work on light tanks.
okay.
EBR. Okay, so if we're looking at the French, Batchat 58, that's a artillery. Wouldn't recommend for beginners. Foch B wouldn't recommend for beginners. AMX 50B I wouldn't recommend for beginners. 54 can be good for beginners. It can be pretty forgiving. It's a heavy tank.
Okay.
Batchat 25T. Well, the next three, Batchat 25T, AMX 103, 13105 and the EBR 105. They can be really good in some players' hands. They can be really fun to play because they have clips, autoloader clips. EBR is a little different. It's a little bit more complex to play, but if you can master it, it's a really strong tank. It's one of the only wheeled vehicles in the game. Instead of tracks, it has wheels, like big tires.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah. Same thing. The British one, the one we looked at, the Concept 5 that I didn't recommend to start, that also has wheels, but it can't turn very well. EBR, all that entire lane, the AMX 178 all the way through the EBR 105, they all have wheels, and they're fast. Like the EBR does 95 kilometers an hour. So it's super fast. It's fun to play. Yeah, it's a hard one to master though, but it is fun. If we go to the next tech tree, which is the Czechoslovakian,
Oh, there's only 3.
yeah, and a lot of these other ones only have a few tanks in them. The VZ55, it can be fun. It can be pretty forgiving. It's a decent tank for beginners. 5051, a little bit more. It's more of a support medium. It doesn't have any armor, but it's fun to play because it's got a auto-loading clip. And the Tasak is really fun to play. Not the best light tank, but it can be fun to play because it's got like 50 caliber gun or 30 millimeter guns instead of like big tank guns. So it shoots like a machine gun basically. We're almost done, I promise. Japanese Hori.
Yeah, I'm just chilling.
Hori 3 I wouldn't recommend as a beginner. Type 71 I wouldn't recommend as a beginner. Type 5, it can be very forgiving, but it's kind of boring play. I wouldn't recommend it probably. STB1 I would probably recommend for beginners because it's a nice tank and it's pretty forgiving with its armor as a medium.
Okay.
Next line, Chinese, WZ, it's tank destroyer, probably not for beginners. BZ75, not for beginners. 5A can be somewhat forgiving, but not many people play it, only because it's kind of been power crept, so not probably for beginners it could be, but I wouldn't recommend playing it just because it's not that productive of a tank. 121. Mixed feelings on this one. This one can be pretty forgiving, This is probably the best one out of the Chinese as being beginner friendly. The line's decent. The T-34-2 sucks. The T-34-1 sucks, but the 120 and the 121 are good. And then the Chinese line I wouldn't recommend.
The
Just
132 one.
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend that line because it's not that great of a tank and it's hard to play. Polish line, which is the next one, the Błysławka. It can be forgiving. It's a tank destroyer. It's different in the sense of the mechanics with it. The closer you are to your enemy, the more damage it does. The further you are away, the less damage it does, which is unique in World of Tanks. So and it ranges quite a bit. It goes from like when you're up close, you can do 750 damage to 300 when you're far away. So it swings quite a bit. It's not right. It's not if you're playing it, you want to play like right up with the heavies. Good armor though, decent. I don't know if it would be one I would. That's the kind of the intermediate play. 60 TP is pretty
like an intermediate one.
Right. 60 TP is pretty forgiving. That's a pretty decent beginner tank. CS63, that's more of a advanced player tank. The next one is the Swedish STRV. If you like tank destroyers, that's a really good one. It is a little bit more complex though, so maybe intermediate. Kronvan, intermediate. Udez, intermediate as well. And then if we go to the Italians,
all 3 of them.
yeah, they're fun. I'm not saying don't go down those lines. I'm just saying they're a little bit more complex to play because there's different mechanics with them, like hydraulics and stuff come into play with the Udez, and with both Udez lines, both the TD, the tank destroyer, and the medium lines, that both have hydraulics. And if you're looking at the Kronvan, it has an autoloader with a clip. It can be, I would say probably the Kronvan's the easiest to play out of those 3. So maybe the Kronvan could be beginner. Okay. Italian, Minotauro can actually be pretty decent. Good armor, good gun. It's got a clip as well. It could be pretty forgiving. So maybe that for beginner. Rinoceronte, probably not. That's more intermediate. And Progetto 65. Beginner to intermediate. Progetto 65 is pretty decent. That line is not bad. The TER, the Pantera, and the Standard B, they're all pretty good. And it gives you kind of an introduction to autoloaders, starting at the Pantera. So it's not bad. That's not a bad beginner line. Anyway, should we play?
Just USA again. The ones you recommended were the T92, the E3. You said the E4.
I wouldn't recommend the T92 just because I'm not a big Arty fan. But it's not a bad. There's some tanks within that line which are helpful to complete certain missions that you'll have. M44 is fantastic for completing missions, your daily missions. Like if you get a mission that you have to stun 15 people in the day, M44 is usually where I go. And it's a tier 6 and it's super easy to do. It reloads pretty quick. That's good. The 5355 is good as well. I don't recommend the T92. But those 2 tanks within that line are pretty good. Yeah. The ones I do recommend though are the E3. Very forgiving, but you do have to be prepared. It is kind of slow. But the armor on it is fantastic. Like, it's hard to penetrate and damage. I wouldn't recommend the E4 for beginners. E5 would be a beginner tank. The M5Y or the MVY, that is not a beginner tank. T57 is not a beginner tank. M48 Patton is a beginner tank. Sheridan is not a beginner tank.
Gotcha. Is the M48 Patton line really good?
It's got so you've got the M8A1 is decent. The E8, which is also named the EZ8, is decent. The T20 is okay. Pershing, I'm not a huge fan of, but the 46 Patton and the 48 Patton are both really good. So the stinker out of that entire line, I would say, would be the Pershing.
Okay.
But what you do is you grind that tank. So once you get to the Pershing, you have to buy it in order to be able to get to the 46 patent, right? So you have to buy it, and you have to grind the modules within that tank to unlock the patent. So what I did is I just ground everything I needed to. I didn't grind all so like if you look at it, if you click on the tank, so click on Pershing, it'll show you the modules within that tank that you have to unlock. Okay? And you'll see that the only things you have to unlock are the gun and the turret to be able to unlock the patent next, right?
Forget the
Don't
next one, yeah.
don't waste your time on unlocking the engine and the tracks and whatever. I just unlocked the two guns, or sorry, actually I started with one gun, so I just unlocked the additional gun, the top gun, and the top turret, and then I unlocked the patent and I sold the tank.
Oh, okay.
That way I got some money back that I could use to purchase the patent. Okay,
That makes sense.
you guys ready to roll? Okay.
And then for the
Go ahead.
for the Russian one, there was one you said. I think it was the T68. You said you need it later, but it's not a beginner one.
The 2684 and the 268, yeah. So they're both tank destroyers. Here's what you got to do is you got to determine, and you won't be able to right away. In the next couple of levels, you'll be able to start to tinker with tank destroyers, heavy tanks, medium tanks, SPGs. You'll be able to start to tinker with those other tanks other than just light tanks. Right now, it's not really open to you, right? Actually, at Tier 4, the next tank you can get is a medium tank, okay? So see the T28? So you can then look at, say, okay, do I like the light tank type of battle and those types of things? Maybe I want to go to the BT7 and play the light tank off of the BT7, you know, from the BT5, and then that takes you down to the medium lines, right? The 430U, the Object 140, and the K91. If you find that, you know, maybe I'll play this medium tank and maybe I like the T28 and I'm going to keep going to the K1, then you can start making choices. Okay, do I want to stay in the K1 line and go to the IS-7 or the Object 277, or do I want to drop down and go to the 705 and IS-4, which I wouldn't recommend for beginners. Those three down there. So if you go to the K1, right, the KV1, and it drops down to the T150. That lane I would kind of hold off on just for a minute. The T150 is a great tank. It's just the end tanks are a little bit. The IS-4 can be pretty forgiving, but in fact that's actually the very first heavy that Tier 10 heavy or Tier 10 vehicle actually overall that I purchased in game was the IS-4. But IS-7 and 277 are much better. At least for beginners, I would say. If you're going to go heavy line, you can also jump up and go to the TD line, right, to the 268. But I wouldn't recommend that if you're staying in this particular line. I would just go to the IS-7, Object 277, or the 140 would be the three that I would recommend if you're going to go medium, or the T100 LT if you like light tanks.
Gotcha. There are some good medium tanks and other ones
in other
like
nations.
Other countries. Yeah.
You've got the M48 patent, which we already talked about in the American side, right? German Leopard 1 and the E50M are both good. Russian 140 is probably the best. That and the 430U. 140 is better though. So one of those two. I will say the 430U is more forgiving. So it's got better armor. It can take a lot more damage and bounce a lot more shots than the 140 can.
Okay.
But the 140 has a better gun. Okay, and is faster.
Gotcha.
British Action AX, the Centurion AX, is awesome. Don't do the Concept 5. Not right away. Maybe if you're trying to collect all the tanks, then later do the Concept 5. But Action X is best out of the British ones.
So the AX is good.
Yeah, Centurion AX. AX stands for Action X, but anyway, the French line. Batchat 25T is good. It's fun. It's got an autoloader. The French line is really good at introducing you to autoloaders as well, starting at the AMX 12T at Tier 6. All those tanks have autoloaders. including the light and the medium lines. They all have autoloaders.
Okay.
Czechoslovakian TVP 5051 is good, and that line is good. The Japanese STB line, yeah, STB1 line, that's a good line to go down.
STP. Okay.
Yeah, and then Chinese. The 121 is good. It's kind of been power crept, but it's a good beginner tank. The tier 7 and the tier 8 are kind of stinkers. They're not that great, but the tier 9 is decent, and the 121 is good.
And the 121's good.
Yeah, but not many people play the 121, and it's because it's been power crept. So it's not. They've made other medium tanks at the same tier better, right? They've adjusted the statistics of them, but they haven't touched this one, and so it's kind of gotten pushed down a little bit. Does that make sense? So competitive-wise, it's not as good as others, but
So
it's
not as good as the ones they.
it's competitive. Yeah. Polish, the CX63 is a medium. I don't recommend it as a starting tank, for starting like beginning tank players. It's got the reason being is because it's got a turbocharger in it, automatically built into it, and you have to turn it on and off. And when you have it on, your accuracy is really, really, really bad. But when you have it off, you slow down quite a bit, but your accuracy is better. And so you have to it's a little more harder to work.
You gotta like switch in between.
Yeah, you have to constantly be switching back and forth, and you have to know when to switch and when not to switch. So it's a little bit more harder to play. It's a decent tank. A lot of people play it in Clan Wars, but it's a harder tank because of that fact. You have to know when to change, when not to change, get out of turbo, stuff like that. Swedish line, UDES 1516 line. It's a really good line. The armor on these things are pretty awesome. They have hydraulics, which is why I made it. I said it's probably more for intermediate because it's more complex. You have to use your hydraulics correctly. Yeah, it's harder to learn to do well in it. But it's a really good tank if you can learn how to do well in it. It's just not a beginner tank. And then the Progetto 65 line is a beginner line that introduces you to autoloaders for medium tanks.
Okay.
Kind of like the French line, right? Okay, are we ready?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I know there's a lot. And there's a lot more I haven't even talked to you about, but
I was just writing down some notes.
just trying to give you some heads up. Things I wish I would have known when I was first entering the game. They would have helped me out greatly. I had to learn by playing it, but.
Right.
You ready, Amy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Emmy got bored there for a minute. She was falling asleep.
I've just been reading a book for a while.
For school? You doing a school book, or is it just on your own?
No,
leisure?
just on my own time.
Okay. You were doing that?
First all my
You were reading instead of listening to your dad just mansplain everything?
Yep. I'm absolutely manhandling that mansplaining.
Yeah, that's what I do.
No, you don't. I love you.
Yeah, I love you bunch of girl. All right, let's get in. Let's have some fun. So you notice typically on your number 2 gun or your bullet, typically there's better penetration, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you're having a hard time penetrating a tank, you can hit number 2 and load the bullet that penetrates a little bit better, right? The downside is it's typically going to cost you a little bit more coin than your standard round. So just be aware of that.
Do you run out of ammo?
Yeah, you can. I'm going to go right, so I'm going to go along here. I'll see if I can get up into this area. You guys don't have to push that high with me. You can go wherever you want, but I'm going to try to get up into this area so that I can help hold
And you're real quiet again.
Oh. I'm going to try to get up into the C2 area, C3 area, so we can keep the enemy held back a little bit there.
Okay.
This is against level 4 tanks, so some of these tanks might be a little bit harder to penetrate.
Yeah.
Someone's
lot of
calling out
damage.
for help and they're saying negative.
Yeah. Okay, there's some tanks that are coming this way. Now we know who it is. Nice. See, now I'm getting spotting assistance from the people hitting that Panzer 3J right now.
Yeah.
The Panzer 3J is going to be a really hard tank to penetrate. So try not to focus, like try not to go one-on-one against him right now. And he's sitting back over here. You see him over there?
I see
Oh,
Valentine
he's right
too.
there.
Okay, well he's dead.
Ooh.
Oh, I mean, careful being up on that hill.
Yeah.
One other thing is, if you're while you're aiming at the other tank, the enemy tank, you'll notice that sometimes the little middle of your crosshairs will be orange, or it'll be yellow, or it'll be green, right? Or red.
Right? Yeah.
Okay, when it's green, that means that you might have a chance to penetrate that tank if you hit exactly where you're aiming. Okay? If it's red, don't shoot. It doesn't do you any good.
It doesn't, yeah.
It'll bounce, yeah. So, move your cursor around on that tank's armor to see if you can find a weak point on it, and that's where you're going to shoot at.
To find a green or yellow.
Yep, green, yeah, green or yellow. Yellow's a maybe, of course. Green, of course, is a penetration in most cases.
Mm.
Well, there's not very many of them left.
Yeah, we're there's
Three
only
of
3
them.
of them. Yeah. Valentine 2's got good armor.
Okay, there's
Oh,
just
they
one left.
drowned. One of ours
No,
drowned.
yeah, he did.
Oh, there's the last one over there.
Yep. Okay, and you can get on that. Stay where you're at there, Eggy.
Yeah.
So if you're on cap,
Just capturing the enemy.
right, you get extra points. Yeah. So if you
Victory.
can't make it to get to the last damage, don't worry about it. Just stay on cap. Get you some cap points. More XP, the better.
Katana wins. Flawless victory. Yeah.
I was like, I don't really know.
Okay, what's next? What do you guys want to play next?
Okay, where was that tech tree? How do you
Angel.
get blueprints for these?
So, blueprints are basically.
Or, research. I mean,
So blueprints are earned in a few ways. They do have things you can, like missions and stuff like that, you can complete, and it'll give you blueprints. You have daily missions, and then you have some events. Sometimes will also drop some blueprints as well. Also with the clan, I want to say you also get blueprints with being in a clan as well. Let me double check. I can confirm that. Okay. Been a hot minute here since I went and looked at this. Not Tordidi. In fact, what we'll do is we'll just do this here real quick. Hold on. Here, I'll just invite you both. That way you guys can get some stuff for free.
Okay.
So you should have, bottom right hand side, you should have an invitation to the clan. If you join the clan, then as you play and as the clan completes certain weekly events, then you get some items for free. So anyway, all right. Okay, so let's see, platoon tier 3. What do I want? Hold on. 3.
What?
What?
You fart?
No,
You fart.
I did not.
What? Where do I find my silver stars? How many of those I have?
Silver stars?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Like, I hit the blueprint button because it was glowing, and it's like, here are things you could upgrade.
Oh,
And there's like one with 140 silver stars next to it.
let's see, I don't have any, because mine doesn't look like that because I have everything, so it's been a
Oh,
long
it's
time since I've seen that
combat
screen.
experience.
Oh, combat experience. Okay, so your combat experience is up above. So you're going to get combat experience as well as free experience. Your free experience is in the top right hand corner of your screen. Your free experience, you can turn around and use that to unlock modules or unlock a tank, depending on how close you are to researching it. And your combat experience is used to upgrade your vehicle, such as same thing.
I just did some stuff for the M3 Stuart to go down the line to a 4. One of the 4s.
To the M5 Stuart, the T6 medium, or the
The-
M8 A1.
I was gonna go T6 medium so I could go up to that M44 since you said it was a good one.
So the M5 Stuart is what you want to go with.
Okay.
Oh no, you're right. My apologies. T6 medium does lead to that one. So yeah, so T6 medium, and then you can drop down to the M4A1 and then down to the Patman. Yeah. So your stars basically that you accumulate, Emily, are what you can use to upgrade your vehicle, whether that be upgrading its turret, its tracks, its engine, its gun, its radio, are normally the 5 areas or categories, and then also to unlock the next vehicle. The star ones have to be used on that particular vehicle. So if I'm grinding the M3 Stuart and I have just the regular combat experience, I can only use that experience to upgrade the M3 Stuart. The free experience, which you also gain every battle, which is a lot less, but you do gain it every battle no matter what tank you play in. You earn free experience, which is that number in the top right hand corner.
Mm-hmm.
Your free experience can be used on any vehicle. Okay, we ready to go?
Okay.
The yawns tell me you're ready to roll.
Okay, let's see. I got that there. Okay. I think I changed it to camouflage. No, it didn't. I don't know if it worked. This one. There we go. Okay.
And then you have camouflage and all kinds of stuff too. For these lower tiers, I wouldn't worry too much about that. But yeah, that's camouflage is nice once you start collecting them.
This one just said it was from the clan when I went to exterior
Yeah.
2D style.
Yeah, you get free, and you can remove the camouflages as well and put it on a different tank later on if you want to. So. And you'll notice you have now a little insignia, a little orange mushroom cloud now on your tank. That just signifies to other players that you're in a clan, and that's our clan insignia,
Bing the boom.
essentially. Yeah. All right. Here we go.
Eddie.
Hey,
You look like you're dead.
I'm whelmed. Not overwhelmed, just whelmed.
Underwhelmed?
No, yeah.
All right. Where do you guys want to go? Do you want to go left or right, or what would you like?
At your mom's house.
We could go to that same C3 area.
Okay. All right. And you'll find as you play there are
Give us
certain.
a little bit of height.
All right. You'll find as you play there are certain areas that are good for certain types of tanks, and some that are not good for certain types of tanks. But at this low level, anyone can go anywhere basically.
No. Dad, it's
Yeah.
really hard to hear you. Do you need to turn up in Discord or something?
No. I just
Yeah,
have a
I
soft voice.
Mm,
Yes.
mm.
I'll see if you want just to kind of hide there, I'll see if I can get to a
They're
spot to
mostly
keep these.
light.
You should be able to shoot at these guys that I spot up here.
These ones.
Careful. He's gonna be looking for shots on you.
I don't see where you went. Is he behind that bush?
We didn't even scratch them.
I'm gonna drop in on this guy to surprise him. No, he's not here. He moved away. He ran.
I've been spotted? That's crazy.
You've been spotted. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Armor is damaged. Penetration. Penetration. We didn't penetrate their armor.
So remember, use the bushes if you get a chance to.
Or he's going behind the.
Nice.
There we go.
Enter sniper mode. Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo.
Girl.
Oh, these are cliffs.
Yeah, don't
Well,
drop
down
off
I
of
go.
those.
Where'd you go?
It worked out for me.
There's a dude. He's still over there. The E2 medium. I didn't see him run off. Yeah, maybe he did run. No, he's there. Okay, you'll notice our other side of the map. It's losing, right?
There. Yeah, I was gonna say a lot of people died over there. All
Yeah.
of them.
So we may need to go back, but let's finish this guy first, real quick. Okay. I'm gonna head back. You guys can do what you want. If you want to get on this
I'm gonna
cap, that's
Tokyo
fine.
drift down there.
Go ahead and get on the cap here. I'll go get the reset so they can't cap on us. If you shoot a tank while they're trying to cap, you take their cap points away. So you wanna, if you hit one, and there's multiple tanks on cap, you wanna change which tanks you're hitting, right? Shoot at one and then shoot at the
They're
next.
capturing our base.
Yeah, that's fine.
I've been spotted. That's fine. Come here, snitch.
Yep.
Let's play. Ooh, track hit. Y'all can suck whatever.
Yeah, we should win though, because look,
Choo-choo, snitch.
ours is only going to take 17 seconds till they're capped out, so we should win as long as we don't get reset. So try not to get hit by that tank.
Dead. That's fine. I need to turn down the game so I can actually hear what's going on. Nice.
Penetration. Track hit. Enemy armor is hit.
We got the win.
Nice.
Yeah. They weren't shooting the guy that was shooting me, even though he was on the base.
Yeah, they should have been shooting the guy that's on the base.
Yes. We did it.
Huh? Did I get what?
I said we did it, and
Oh, we did it! We did it! We did it! Hooray! Oh, Cedo, we did it! We did it! Hooray!
If there's a way I could give you guys free XP, I'd do that, but there's not a way to do that. To help you guys level up
that's fine.
faster.
That's nice.
So we just have to platoon and help you level up. You do get more XP and coin typically when you platoon with someone, so
What? Nope. There's another.
bless you.
Sir!
Bless you.
Dad, he tickled me.
I thought you sneezed.
No.
You guys have a good day at least?
You gave this to me.
I don't remember that.
This was part of one of the gifts you gave me.
I don't remember that.
I've been using it as a bookmark ever since.
Gotcha. I don't remember that.
Yeah.
And there's different tanks you can. They have all kinds of events. Like they have a Christmas event, which of course is over. They have the New Year's event. They have
We waiting.
Frontline is something that's going on right now, but you have to have at least a level 8 tank to be able to play in it. So look at that, tier 4s. Matildas are going to be hard to deal
They've
with.
got a lot more. Yeah.
Yeah, the Matildas are going to be hard to deal with. They've got good armor, fast firing
Going
gun.
just as. Oh, I know.
The rest of them.
We've
Shouldn't
only
be too
got one diamond with a slash to it on our side.
Yeah, that's a medium.
Medium.
If it has 2 slashes in the middle of it, that's a heavy.
Gotcha. What are the triangles?
Those are tank destroyers, and then the squares are SPGs or artillery.
Gotcha.
I'm gonna get up here. I'm gonna spot for us. Hopefully, no one counters
Where are we
me.
going?
You guys stay back here and or go one flank
Oh.
or the other. It's up to you. I'm just gonna try to get some spotting done. So I'm gonna try to be eyes for our team. Because I'm maxed out on view range on this tank.
Sounds good.
Shake that thing, Miss Da-da-da, shake that thing.
Oh,
Tree. You see those trees go down over there? There are
What?
trees going down over here. That's an indicator that there's a tank there.
That's unfortunate.
I'm not spotting anyone over here right now. There we go. There's a medium, the Matilda, and there's a medium coming up this way, up the road.
oh, someone's dead.
There's a tank destroyer over there. Medium coming up. This medium knows what he's doing. I think he's an experienced player, so I'm gonna have to watch out for this guy.
Do you mark them with right click?
T.
Oh, okay.
Right click is to auto aim on a target. So if you see a tank and you want to auto aim on him so you can drive around and be able to shoot at him without having to look at him, then you can right click on him. That's an auto aim.
Gotcha.
Otherwise, T is to tell your team to target them, or telling your team that you're targeting them. One of the two. You can use it either way.
Is that what shows up as like ping players on the map?
Yeah. Yeah. So right there, what I just did, that's the T. That's me saying, hey, target this dude.
Ready to fire. Penetration. One of our trucks is damaged. Enemy is
He's
hit.
zooming.
Armor is hit. Enemy armor is damaged. Penetration.
Come on, reload.
He hit from.
I've got a probably boogie. Yeah,
That's
he's got a buddy coming up. The Matilda came up the road with him, so be careful because you got a Matilda. You guys are gonna be flanked in any second because you've got guys over here and you guys have guys coming up the middle.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, our team is AIDS, is what you're saying.
Now this particular round, possibly yes.
Can't wait. Why are we being surrounded on all times or on all sides, chat?
Help on me, help.
I'm a little bit dying as well. Where are you?
He just went
Oh,
down.
there he goes.
I
Do you
was
hear a repair kit?
no, I didn't have time. I was marking players, but then two guys came up on me at once and were shooting at me. I got one, but I couldn't get the other. Couldn't run away. But you were right there, which is why I was saying, help on me, help.
Sorry,
Oh, you're good.
they're coming at me.
So
Oh no.
right-clicking auto-aiming isn't always the best thing because it aims at the middle of the target and doesn't really take into account like where the weak point is, right?
Oh, I mean,
I,
they're on our point.
Yeah.
he only has
it's
27 health left though.
It's a loss.
Oh, I can mark them when I'm dead still?
Yeah.
Oh,
So you can try to tell the other team, hey, there's a dude right there. He's almost dead. And really what you want to do is you want to focus, like if you see a tank that's
that guy's
almost,
dead.
if you see a
This
tank
guy's-
that's almost dead, right? If you see a tank that's almost dead, you want to shoot at them first. Get the tank out, get the gun out as fast as you can. So if you have the chance to shoot at a full health tank and a tank that's almost dead with one shot, take the one shot tank first and then focus on the full tank health. Well, tank. Excuse me.
Oh.
Hmm. I'll take some tanks I hardly ever play.
I'm thinking
No.
And now let's take take this guy.
You good?
Oh,
Ow. Don't do that.
I'm sorry.
I don't want one. I'm good. It's mid.
They're gluten and lactose free though.
Yeah, I'm okay. She's giving me a death glare.
Yeah, the game gets a lot more fun once you hit tier 6 and tier 8 and higher. Those are the best ones. Tier 7 I'm not a huge fan of, but
You're a lot more fun when you hit tier
I
15.
know. I've hit way too high a tier. So I'm fat. Alright.
What's up, Brittany?
Shake that thing. Dad,
Hmm?
you ever turn Indian?
No.
What?
You go shake that thing, Mr. Lush, shake that thing.
Tatanka.
You're Tatanka.
You call me a buffalo?
Yeah! You're just jealous because I'm petting a dog right now and you're not.
I fed a dog. 2 of them.
I'm petting one. Her beautiful. She a puppy. She not a puppy, but she a puppy. She's like 4. How old is Jessie?
Like 4.
She's 4. Look how beautiful she is. So beautiful. What's wrong?
Did you guys already select your crew skills?
Huh?
Did you guys select your crew skills already?
No.
Cruisco?
Yeah. Here.
It's too late.
No, it's
No,
not.
they're still at 0.
Right. So here, go into. You see your crew upper left-hand corner here.
Service record?
Yeah.
You may have to hit not ready real quick. So hit not ready in our little platoon. So it takes your. There you go. Okay, now to the left you'll see your crew. Okay, and you may have 2, 3, 4, or 5 crew members. If you click on the individual, so the top person is going to be your commander. Okay.
Okay.
There's going to be skills here, qualifications or perks, is what they call them. You want to make sure that you're selecting the correct perks for your crew, because this will help like improve your tank. Like the statistics for your tank will actually improve, whether that be your aim time, whether it be your dispersion, view range. All that stuff can be improved here with your crew. So you always want to go with, now it depends on the tank, but within the first 2 to 3 perks that you're working on for your crew, you want to go with Brothers in Arms.
I don't know which one that is.
It's one that looks like, do I have it on this one? I don't. Let me look here.
There's like a wheel one, a headphone one, a target,
Right.
and
So tell me
Plus,
tell me which one.
Plus. There, like that. Brother or not?
So those are all the perks that you can choose, right? And each of them are going to be different. So your driver is going to have different qualifications than your commander will, and your gunner will, and loader and stuff. Okay.
Right.
So Brother in Arms I would take as the first, second, third, or fourth perk. Now the one thing with Brother in Arms is that it doesn't work at all until all of your crew have that 100% trained.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
A lot of these other perks will start a lot of these other perks will start working as soon as you select it, and it just gets better and better and better until it gets 100%. Okay? So if you're going to do Brothers in Arms, you don't want to do Brothers in Arms for one, for like the driver and then no one else. You have to do it for everyone for it to kick in.
Every single one.
Yeah. Okay. And then after that, you can kind of do whatever you want. Like if you want view range, recon is a good one for your commander. Repairs, might be good for tanks that, if you're don't worried about getting tracked or something and you want to be able to repair real quickly, that's a good one to get. Concealment's good. They're all different. Each of them have different abilities and different perks to them, or pluses, right?
Mm-hmm.
So smooth ride, all those other ones. So just keep that in mind. But if you haven't selected anything, this is a good time to do it, just so you have, because it'll help improve the way your vehicle handles and performs. And then let me know, and we'll.
Okay.
Then
What are the bonus perks under my commander?
So what they did is, not too long ago, about less than a year ago, they reduced the number of crews in a lot of tanks. Not all of them. Some tanks already had like a commander doing 2 different skills. Like my tank only has 2 characters in it. It has the commander and it has the driver. But the commander in my case also works as the gunner and the loader, right? And then the driver works as the radio operator and the driver. So there are some tanks where you'll have 2 different perks that you can select and run at the same time and research at the same time. Where other tanks you might only have 1 perk per person that's in your tank. So it just means if you see 2 perks that they can research at the same time, one above the other, right? Then that means that person in your tank is doing more than one job in the vehicle. And then when you're ready to move forward, just go back to your tank, hit ready, and we'll go into a battle.
What, Emmy?
Nothing.
Okay. Okay. We could go left. Well, we can go either. Do you want to go in the middle, left, or right? Where do you guys want to go?
Let's go right.
Okay.
Emmy?
Yeah, I'm done.
That was awesome.
What?
That dude and me were going neck and neck, and he ran me up onto some rocks, and I jumped in the air, but I was like leaning into his tank the entire time as I was getting ready to land. It was just kind of funny.
Go to.
The physics. Alright, we got a light tank here. Ooh, the 116. It's not going to be a fun tank.
I was spotted.
Yeah, it's okay. There's a 116 right here. Do you see him? The T116?
Yep.
There's also another tank as well. And there's some up on the hill up there in the middle that we have to watch out for.
That one didn't go through.
I think they're just right past.
All up on the hill.
Enemy armor is damaged. Penetration.
Yeah, most of them are On the hill or mark. Oh, here's one.
Yeah.
Just right there.
You got a Valentine 2 right there as well.
Then yeah, that over there. That guy is on the move. That guy is also on the move.
Penetrate their armor.
Valentine 2 has decent armor, so you have to get his side or his rear to shoot him reliably.
This other guy's still over here somewhere. I think he's probably in the bushes.
Yeah, actually he's left. He's no longer there. So we can just circle in and get this Valentine.
Ready to fire. That one didn't go through.
He's almost down.
Yeah.
That one didn't go through.
I ricocheted and I lost the track.
Oh,
Sad for me. I'm gonna die.
You got him?
Yeah,
You want to
there
shoot him there?
It's my life and it's now or never.
got 6 left.
Yeah, I'm gonna head back
Only
towards
2 more.
base. I'm gonna head back this way, only because this guy right here is waiting for sniper shots into us, so we really don't want to give him that chance.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna head over here, see if we can take out maybe the M8A1 and the Stuart. Yeah, there's him.
Enemy armor is damaged. Track hit.
They have to go down here anyway.
Ready to fire. Enemy armor is hit. Enemy is hit. Penetration.
You got him?
Enemy armor is hit.
I got you.
Enemy armor is damaged. Enemy is hit. Where did they go?
Okay, watch it, watch it. We got
There's a,
we got that guy
there's
right
a
there.
over there.
Yeah,
Fired.
Yeah, I'm at low health.
yeah, yeah. Get to cover if you can.
Dang it.
It's all good.
You live, Emmy?
Permission to engage.
Oh, she's dead.
Track hit. That one bounced.
We died a while ago.
Enemy armor
Oh,
is
okay,
hit.
sorry.
Enemy armor is
I'm just chilling. I'm just hanging out.
Where did they go? Moving to support you. I'm in your debt.
Do you see where both of them are at?
Yeah. I'm going this way just because they don't expect me to come from this direction. I want to kind of flank them, get a different angle, right?
Right. The other guy is at 17% right now.
Yeah. He's behind a rock right now, so I can't shoot him. So I'm trying to take out this guy.
Damaged. Penetration.
And that guy's at 9%. He's really low. Both of them.
Ooh, nice shot.
Damaged. Penetration. Enemy is hit. Target acquired.
Uh oh. Thought I could get the jump on him.
Enemy
There we
armor
go.
is destroyed.
I have some more Oreos, brother.
What?
I have some more Oreos.
Yeah, of course. You don't have to ask. You bought one.
Oh yeah, but they were by you. So I
They
asked.
were what?
They were by you, so I asked.
Yeah.
Oh.
There. What?
That one didn't go through.
Just looking at wedding dresses my mom sent me.
Oh,
This one was just pretty.
gotcha. The only guy I see is the one that's marked by Samua.
Yeah, I'm trying
He's
to.
really low though.
Oh no!
That enemy there.
Keep going. Roll. There we go. Didn't know if I was gonna make that or not.
There we go.
Track fixed. Let's roll.
I'm trying to use this bush to spot that A1, but his camouflage is pretty decent.
Yeah, I'm not sure where they're at.
Well, what we can do is we can start the counter on the. See, and he's going to our base to start our counter.
Oh yeah.
So what we do, my bet is we can get on his flank here, get him on, shoot him in the butt.
Yeah, there's one guy that's kind of over by our base, but he's just kind of going back and forth.
Yeah.
It's this A1 on our
Really,
side.
I need to be gone. Should be approaching it from a different angle. There's the A1.
Oh,
I don't have the HE.
that's 65 percent health.
Yeah.
Oh, he disappeared. Oh no, there he is.
Penetration. 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 Enemy armor is hit.
Oh, that's not good. We don't want to see him. Dang.
Oh wow.
That the A1 didn't keep him spotted. I thought he was still over there because the A1 wasn't.
No, he was just sitting over there. and
Yeah.
not doing anything.
If the A1 would have kept him spotted, I would have known he was running to come get me. But oh well, that's fine. That's going to be a loss. I don't think this A1 knows what he's doing just yet. That was a miss. He's playing with the derp gun. With a derp gun is a
You're a
gun.
derp gun.
It's a gun that, and there's a lot of tanks that have them. It's a gun that does a lot of damage, but very little penetration.
Hey, Dad.
Yep.
A random number texted me today. Can you check and see if you have them in your phone? To see if you know who it is.
Come on, dude, behind you.
What number
Mark
is that?
It is 765.
That's the area code?
Yep, that's the area code.
Yeah, then.
They said, "Hey Emily, just was thinking about you. How are you?" They spelled my name correctly too, so I have no clue who this is.
Oh, 765 area code?
Yeah, 765 area code 337-3769.
3769.
Mm-hmm.
Done.
Dad, you want to play a different game?
You can play whatever you guys want.
Whatever you want, you nerd.
Whatever you want, you dork.
What about Headliner for Lethal Company?
Okay.
You know who that is, though, Dad?
What?
You know who that is, though?
I don't, off the top of my head. Is it maybe someone
no.
that could be a friend of yours, or maybe
You could
someone at
just
school?
say, I don't have you saved in my phone. Who is this?
See, that's the thing, though. Is that... No, let me tell you something. You're gonna cackle. Sometimes, I'm like, who is this? And they tell me, and I'm like, oh, okay. I'm like, hi, how are you? And I, like, add their number back, but then if I don't talk to them for a while, I delete their number, and then they text me again, and I'm like,
Sounds like a
who
you
is this?
problem.
Yeah. So you could just say I switched phones recently or something. Like I don't know. Just say I don't have this number saved. Who is this?